Let's throw it over to you guys. What should happen? Kirsty.
We have Michelle, and she's on line 2.
Michelle, good morning.
Hello.
What should happen?
I don't think there should be a replay, and I'm from Ireland, so... And I just think if it had been the other way around, would we have given a replay? I don't think we would have. And the thing is, what people seem to have forgotten is we hadn't won the game anyhow.
No.
We still had to score the second goal. Or go to penalties, of course.
Yeah.
But, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm furious that we didn't go through, but at the same time, we had opportunities in that game, 90 minutes, that we should have put away. We should have won it ourselves.
Do you think Thierry Henry should have held the other hand up higher and fessed up to this?
That's a good question. As an Arsenal fan, and obviously I rate Thierry Henry highly, but he's gone down a few notches now. I think he should have, but I put the blame more on the linesman. You know, what players are going to say, OK, hands up, I've cheated. You know, you see so many incidences in football nowadays where there's blatant cheating going on. The players don't do it. You know, you've got 2 or 3 cases in the last few years where players have admitted, oh, sorry, wasn't whatever. And I just think, I don't put the blame completely on Thierry Henry.
But you would, I mean, you said you're a fan. I'm not even a particular, well, I like Arsenal, I'll be honest, but I'm not a supporter.
Yeah.
But even I can recognise that Thierry Henry is, you know, he's a top-class player, a top-class bloke. And I can't imagine he would want this blot on his copybook, but it's going to stick, isn't it?
It's definitely going to stick. I mean, you can see at the end of the game, I mean, he sat on that pitch like a player who wasn't gone through the World Cup.
Giving everyone a hug as well from the Irish team. I mean, I think he did everything he could other than hold his hand up at that crucial time.
Exactly, and that's the only mistake that, I mean, the mistake he made was putting his hand out in the first place. Second, you know, there was 2 handballs. And then, you know, it's a case of, well, what does he do? I mean, who's responsible? The referee, the linesman, the players? You know, I mean, it's a case of if you start replaying every single game where there's cheating, do you call back the Barcelona and Chelsea game in Champions League last year? Because there was blatant cheating there was penalties that weren't given. Well,
I think Dave said, I mean, it happens routinely now. I mean, diving is cheating.
Exactly, and you cannot expect every single game to be replayed, whether it's, I mean, yes...
I know, I mean, that's the problem. I do wonder, because of the enormous amounts of money that are involved to the economy, I mean, it's not a regular game of football, a World Cup qualifier. It's a much bigger deal. Or is it?
Well, you see this, keep going about the economy, but how do we know we would have got through? We don't know.
Well, you don't, but the one thing you do know is that handball definitely stopped you going through.
Well, in my house we had this argument already because we're all Irish, and I'm saying, well, actually, no, we still needed to score the second goal. We don't know if we would have gone through on penalties. OK, you are far too reasonable for this show, Michelle. I appreciate that, but go away. Let's have another.
We have Brian on line 3.
Brian, good morning.
I'm not going to be as reasonable as that lot.
Good.
I think it's sent a terrible message out to children now, you know, that if you cheat, you can win. Because a lot of children all over the world actually watch that game. You know. I have a 7-year-old at primary school age, and he's asked me this morning, is it OK if you score like that and the ref doesn't see it? And I said, no, it isn't.
Oh, dear.
You know, and this wasn't, as you said, Matthew, it wasn't a league game. This is a World Cup game, you know, like, and FIFA, their policy, their slogan is fair play and integrity.
That's true.
Right?
Good point.
This could be the chance of FIFA to actually prove, you know, to the world that there is fair play and integrity.
But you can appreciate, Brian, because the problem is, if any kind of rematch was awarded, it will change the nature of competitive football forever, won't it? Every replay. Well, what would be the...
FIFA have said it would turn football into chaos, you know, because every game, you know, but like I say, this wasn't a league game. You know, it's a World Cup game.
So you're saying make an exception for World Cup qualifiers?
I think they should do, and then that could set a precedent, you know, for further, you know, for the Premiership afterwards, and start off with the World Cup, you know, with video, because the World Cup's going to begin, like, next summer. And they should have the video replay system in place for that.
Yeah, just...
And then if it works in the World Cup, then bring it into the Premiership and then bring it down to the lower league.
I'll remind you again, I mean, in cricket, when they first said it was going to be TV referrals, I thought, great, easy. And it's been anything but. It's created so many more problems. You have decisions where a referee may make a decision, it goes to a replay, and you discover the ref's decision was wrong, but something else happened that you hadn't been seeing that was critical. Do you include that or not? And they also found that teams eventually start playing the system. If they're given a number of appeals, for example, you could refer, that you can stack them up and use them to slow the game down or affect the play. It opens a can of worms. But I think the fact that your 7-year-old boy is asking, is it OK to win a game like that? I mean, that cuts deep. Thank you for the call, Brian. Let's have another.
Matthew's on line 4.
Morning, Matthew.
Good morning.
Watch ya. What do you think? Replay, no replay?
Personally, I don't think there should be a replay. I just think Ireland should be awarded the match straight away there and then. I don't think that the way Thierry Henry didn't hold his hand up and basically admitted there and then that he was cheating, and it wasn't just a little decision, completely threw the game into disrepute, and then that the Ireland team should be allowed the victory. I think that people in professional football at the moment are getting no way near enough penalties as a result of cheating, and it's just admitted that it's part of the game. People see it as, oh, well, he went down as a penalty. Like someone's pointed out already, players surround the team and congratulate him, well done, he's gone down, got a penalty, and it might not have been.
It's an interesting thought Matthew's got, isn't it, that there's too much cheating going on, not enough punishment for it.
Yeah. Well, Eduardo got sort of on appeal. He got sort of let off his punishment, didn't he? You know, I don't know. It's got to come from within the game. You've got to have managers, you know, penalising their own players. You've got to have managers saying you dived them for that penalty, and I won't have it. I'm just not having it, you know. And you've been fined a week's wages, whatever.
There's just so much at stake, isn't there? As you hear for the Premier League games, even the top.
Yeah, but it will even out. I mean, they say over a season you get little decisions going against you. Over a season it evens out. So you know and it's like what goes round comes round. I really believe that. So if you play the game in an honest way and everybody else does, it's going to even out.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Heart goes out to the Irish, though. Thank you very much for all your calls. Typical French behaviour. After the ads. After the ads. Oh. Was the RSPCA right or wrong to take an overweight Dalmatian away from its owner when so many unwanted pets are flung in the street? I mean, what if no one comes forward to give this dog a home? Is life on a diet in a cage really any better than life eating like a king in a loving home? 0207 173 5555 is the number for your thoughts. We take fat kids away from their parents, so why not fat dogs? Your thoughts on the other side of the break.
What percentage of dogs are obese? 25, 50 or 75%? Find out after the break.